Are we ready?
I'm ready.
I'm putting it out. I'm putting it out.
All right. No, you don't gotta rush. You don't gotta rush.
No. We need to make that money. It's time. It's time to
We need to
focus
make
up.
that money,
Start making
money,
that paper.
money. Yeah. What up? And welcome back to the GKB podcast, baby. Man, do we got a lot to talk about tonight. But first, we must address the American people. There has been an attack on American soil, and we have an expert here to break down this attack. 4chan has been attacked, hacked, and leaked by a rival site named SoyJack. And here with Eddie and I, we have our buddy Mikey D, Mike, Spider Mike, and he's going to be talking us through this domestic terrorist attack. Michael, what do you know about this? What happened?
So I refuse to get close enough to like be able to physically see anybody associated with this. But from all the things that I'm reading and seeing from the outside, it is something that has happened in the past and now it's happening again, which is that 4chan has effectively imploded. It is destroyed itself, which it has done before, but this time it's gonna stick more than the other times.
So you're saying this is an inside job?
Oh, it's always an inside job. Yeah, okay. So SoyJax, like that's a meme, right? Like Wojacks, SoyJax, like that's the meme faces of like the guys like doing O faces and pointing at shit. Those are SoyJax, right? So whenever somebody takes that name, they're just ex-4chaners that are like angry with somebody. You know, it's just like Kiwi Farms is a spinoff of 4chan, 8chan, 2chan. They're all derivative of each other.
Now, hold on. As you say that, I just want to tell everybody who doesn't know what that is. 4chan is basically a website that's a forum, right? There's just different threads.
Yeah, so 4chan is an image board, which is a old kind of forum. I wouldn't go as far as to call it a social network, but it's been a website for decades now, where you would go and like the selling point was a lack of censorship and oversight. But as we'll get into shortly, it's being censored a lot more than people let on.
Right. Right. So,
which is probably why the SoyJax did what they did.
Okay, so SoyJack is an opposing website that you're saying are ex-4chaners, and they got into the system of 4chan. So how did this happen, this leak and this hack? How did this how would somebody do this?
So this is part of the problem with discussing anything 4chan related, is that like anybody can spread misinformation really quickly in a situation like this. But people are theorizing, like people that have looked at the leaks and know what they're talking about are theorizing that it was effectively 4chan. It's an image board, so it allows you to upload files to it. And generally those files have to be images, but apparently it allowed you to upload PDFs, like Adobe PDFs. But when you did that, it didn't actually check if they were images or not. So some people are theorizing the way that they did it was they uploaded basically like a PDF file that then ran a script that like completely owned the whole website, and returned like snapshots of all the databases and shit across all the. So they were the person that uploaded it was basically able to look at all of the emails, dox everybody, see like ruin all the infrastructure, that kind of shit.
So for those that are up on what happened, what was the result of this hack and this leak, Mikey? What happened after that?
So 4chan is not run by like any official. There's no 4chan LLC. It's run by like an unofficial team of administrators, moderators, more often called janitors or jannies, which are just for like deleting posts or threads or banning people or looking after shit, general upkeep. It doxed all of them as well as anybody with a registered account. So you can be anonymous on 4chan. You don't need an account to post or to comment, but for whatever fucking reason, back in the day, we used to make fun of these people. For whatever reason, people still decided to like register to have a handle, and naturally that would require an email. And what this docs found was like a bunch of people did not use burner emails. They used public facing emails, or in some cases, emails that were registered with their fucking jobs. So now that the docs lists are out there, and now that all the information's been released and spread, this means that whenever one of those emails gets searched, say for a job interview, they'll come up in a 4chan docs.
Oh.
Oh no.
It will come up like if an employer looks it up?
Yeah, so certain employers for background checks, they'll hire outside companies that have more access to like show me everything this email is linked to that this person is applying to this job with, and it'll show you like whatever that it won't show you their profile or whatever every post they've ever made, but it'll show you, oh, this email was used to create a whatever account, and in this case a bunch of people had their 4chan accounts outed, including the feds.
Oh, okay. So let's zone in on that real quick. You say the feds. So it was said that a bunch of emails that were in this doc were government emails, right?
Yeah, so they were this, which has also been I've been out of the 4chan, I guess, sphere for over a decade now. I kind of like drifted off towards the latter half of high school. So I'm not super in on just how infiltrated they were. But even back when I was on there, there was a warning that was like, hey, just so you know, as lawless as you think this place is, it is being monitored by the feds. Like, don't do anything stupid or incriminate yourself, because the FBI could very well be watching. And sure enough, when a lot of these emails got doxed and leaked, a ton of them were with .gov websites. So like the feds were basically running the show is what was revealed. Like the administrator was not necessarily, I don't think the administrator was leaked as a fed, but plenty of the Jannies were registered with .gov emails, which means like if the federal government are the ones like deleting your posts, that means they're being looked at and archived and tracked and so on.
Now, in your opinion, what would be the reason for the government to want to infiltrate such a site?
I mean, it's the same reason why they'd want to keep tabs on any like gang, cult, religion, any organized group. It's like, if you want me to go full tinfoil conspiracy theorist, it's so that they have
Please do.
Throw it on, baby.
It's so that they have a readily available, impressionable group of young people to direct at any kind of false flag that they want to do, or like political op that they want to, like any propaganda they want to spread, you turn it into a meme and then there it goes. But the more concrete reason is just like, it's a large group of mostly anonymous young people online. They're gonna want to monitor it because 4chan especially has had a history of random and crazy. It's like all of a sudden a riptide, like it'll just crash on a certain location like a natural disaster. So I'm sure after that happened enough times, the feds were like, maybe we could use this, but we definitely need to keep tabs on it.
I'm really not shocked because everybody's heard of the theories that the FBI is involved with Reuters and all these other websites and publications. So this should not be a shock. Do you also believe that the government could have infiltrated 8chan and 2chan and all these other chans, or is it just 4chan?
No, it's all
of them.
There's no, ever since social media and and like discussions on the internet got localized to the same three websites that everybody uses, they're everywhere. Like everything you're doing is being watched and monitored and tracked, or at least that's how you should carry yourself online at all times. Always operate under the assumption that you're being watched.
Okay.
Because like 8chan and 2chan, they get more intense than 4chan. Like a lot of what was revealed in this leak is like, no, actually, 4chan is super censored compared to what people think. And
So so I heard a little bit about this, and I heard that a lot of people are migrating. There's a migration going on to 8chan. Is that good or is that bad?
it is never good when
It's
there's a
never
mass
good.
migration from any website. Like forget that it's 4chaners. When Tumblr imploded like over a decade ago and all those Tumblr users had to go somewhere, a bunch of websites got worse all of a sudden.
Oh
Right.
no.
Like whenever people have their little hole that they've dug for themselves, when you force them out, they're going to make life so much worse wherever they end up because they're not going to like it as much as where they were.
Right.
So it's going to get wherever these refugees go from 4chan, it's going to get worse for that website, I guarantee.
Right, because every
Oh,
website
Lord.
and message board has their own culture, so now you're muddying the waters of said website or culture with, the refugees, as you call them. So as we said, this started with an all-out war. We're gonna discuss other all-out wars on the internet in another show, which we will talk about in just a moment. But do you know why exactly this war began between Soyjack and 4chan?
As far as I've heard, it was literally just frustration over the admins and mods being corrupt and like deleting stuff because they felt like it, which is appropriately a really small, stupid reason to crash the entire website. Because like to give you a bit of ancient history, this is not the first time that 4chan has attempted to destroy itself.
Oh God.
Back in I want to say like 2007. It might have even been earlier. There was this meme. It was this girl that was like a scene girl. She had like the scene haircut. And she recorded a video of herself. Later, she would reveal that it was her doing a character, but at the time, nobody knew. Called Boxy, and you can YouTube like Boxy BOXXY, I think it was, and it's just her being like kind of cringe and hyper and like typical like manic scene girl. That video, that character, that meme became so prolific on 4chan that people from 4chan DDoSed 4chan because they were tired of seeing it, and the board went down. Like literally, I'm taking you all out with me because I'm tired of seeing these fucking memes. Stop posting this shit. It happened again with the My Little Pony explosion. Like, this is the first time that 4chan has really had something this fucking devastating happen to the website, but it has attempted to destroy itself before.
Right. So, as you said, this happened before. What is the magnitude of this particular attack? Is this a Hiroshima type bomb, or what is this?
So, as far as I've heard, the board is still fucked up. Like images are still loading bad. The functions of the website are not holding up like they should be. Like it's real bad, because before a DDoS attack just puts something down because it's overloaded. Like there's too much traffic. The website has to go down for a little while. This is on another scale because the code of the website was leaked. Everybody was doxxed. Now you have no management staff because like nobody's gonna want to come back when everyone knows everything about them, because they were dumb enough to use public facing emails, so people can take that and then find out the rest of the information they want about you. So like inmates are running the asylum, and the asylum is also on fire, and also no one's coming to put out the fire on the asylum.
Wow. So this is major. This is major.
Yeah, it's if anything is gonna keep 4chan down, I think it's gonna be this. It could come back, and I survived an absurd amount longer than anybody thought it would, than it had any right to. But if anything's gonna do it, it'll be this.
Is 4chan gonna outlive DSP? Do you think?
DSP is the rock on the eternal shore.
I know.
DSP will outlive all of us.
Dark Side Philly, you're talking about?
Man. Yeah.
Okay.
When the bombs fall and the Earth has forgotten all of our names, DSP will still be there.
And he'll still be begging. He'll still be begging. What do you think the long-term effects are of this particular attack?
Well, first and foremost, you're going to have a diaspora of 4chan culture across like Twitter and
the refugees are going to spread the culture.
They're coming. Yeah.
See, the good thing about 4chan is it kept them all there.
Well,
like, that's what I like about 4chan, you know?
Realistically, most of them are probably going to go to the offshoots. So like the worst of them are just going to go to Kiwi Farms or 8chan or like, you know, the places that they know are already bad but are not destroyed. But there's going to be a not insignificant chunk that'll end up on Twitter, Reddit, etc. They're coming.
In your opinion, do you see 4chan being able to recover and also fire back? Will there be a bomb?
A clapback?
Yeah, will there be a clapback, or is this on some Hiroshima shit? Like they're done.
There's nothing to clap back on. Is the problem? Like,
Because you said it was an inside job. It wasn't even.
Well, no, but they need to clap back at Soyjack, which is who did it.
But that's like Soyjax is not like that's not going to be the new image board replacement for 4chan. They just the whole reason they formed was to do this.
Oh,
so
really?
It's done. It's over. Yeah. It's not like, you know, like Kiwi Farms, for instance. That's just another 4chan. Like, there's not going to be like a Kiwi Farms 4chan war. They're the same people. It's the call is coming from inside the house. So there's nothing to clap back on, and there's nobody to do the clapping back, because like 4chan is like a mindless, amorphous, shapeless blob. Like there's no one's going to be like, 4chan's my ride or die board, and I need to like do this for revenge. Like nobody gives a fuck. They're just gonna be like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to find a new place to go.
Oh wow. Okay, so this was like a task force that aligned just to do this particular thing.
Yeah,
that's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just
that was the A team.
This is less like oh, Twitter needs to bite back at Facebook, and more like, you remember back when like Lizard Squad and like Poodle Corp and like all the fucking, you know, like those guys, like it's a lot more like that. They're more just kind of like a couple of dudes that wanted to fuck this up, as opposed to like a whole new image board on the come up.
Listen, we don't know those names because we're not in the depths. Like, this is why you're here. This is why you're here to explain this stuff. But let's tease this right now, okay? This is the first time we're going to announce the date, but on May 27th, we are doing the 5th annual GKB 6-hour spectacular, baby. And on that show, we're going to have a wonderful segment with our boy Mike, where we're going to go deep into the darkness of the interwebs. We're going to go deep into insane internet history. That's what the segment's going to be called. And we're going to talk about Poodle Corp and the My Little Pony war on 4chan. And I'm going to be throwing some stuff in there. It's going to be a very fun and swell time. So make sure you're here May 27th, the 6-hour spectacular. Mike's going to be here. It's going to be freaking epic. Mike, do you have any final words before we let you out of here and let you go to bed?
I very much look forward to covering the Something Awful shit, because that is an entire era of the internet that a lot of people, if you weren't there, like it's gone and forgotten about, but it had so much more influence. Like 4chan's got plenty of dumb shit. Something Awful is like weaponized stupidity. It is people cooking steroids in their bathrooms level, like dumb shit. I'm excited to get that.
Oh yeah, we are very excited to hear about this. I'm rubbing
can't
my
wait,
hands
man.
together now. This is gonna be epic, Mikey. We love you, and we will see you in a matter of weeks, baby.
See you then.
See you, buddy. Wow. We got all the info. We got the scoop. See, we don't know about this stuff. We got experts. You see, on the last 6 Hour Spectacular,
we got people to come in and teach us something, man.
Yeah, that's what the show's about. It's about learning. It's about growing and learning about things that you don't know about. On the last 6 Hour Spectacular, we had our buddy Mr. K come on and give us the scoop about aliens and all kind of extraterrestrial, intersex, all kind of stuff. We got deep. We got into deep waters on that one, and we're going back into deep waters on
crazy.
the 6 Hour Spectacular this year, the 5th anniversary. Can you believe it? That's wild.
All right.
That is absolutely insane. I can't even believe that. But what else is insane is I was reading this article today about this woman in Brazil who got sent poison chocolate eggs to her house. And it ended up killing her 7-year-old son and injuring her as well as her 13-year-old daughter. Okay, so this is the story. As we know, we've talked about this many times on the show. If there's one thing women are good for, it's poisoning people. We talked about the woman who was attempting to poison her husband's coffee machine, but she was such a fucking idiot. She didn't even know how to do it right. So she was just like not even actually poisoning him, but then she got him on camera and then she's like in jail probably for that. And we talked about the lady who poisoned. Oh, this was a good one. We talked about the lady who poisoned her husband and then wrote a children's book about losing people. That was crazy.
That was crazy. How you got some nerve, bitch.
Bitch, we talked about that one on the last 6 Hour Spectacular, I believe, so check that out. If it's not the last one, it's the one before that. But we have a new poisoning that went down. As I said, in Brazil, a woman was sent poison Easter eggs, chocolate eggs, to her home, which ended up killing her 7-year-old son, injuring her 13-year-old daughter. Now, it is believed to be from this woman who is the ex-girlfriend of the woman who received the poison's boyfriend. So the ex-girlfriend sent this woman, the new girlfriend, the chocolate eggs. And it's a very interesting story because they talk about she was on a mission. She was on a mission to poison this woman because it wasn't clear whose job it was. It was either the person who received the poison or the poisoner's job. But basically, they were at the supermarket together. And this woman put together this whole ploy to set up like a fake Easter, like a fake chocolate tasting at the supermarket to lure this woman in to eat the poisoned chocolate, but it didn't work. She didn't take the bait. Can you believe that?
This is like so elaborate. This is crazy.
It's elaborate. She bought, they caught her on surveillance cameras buying the chocolate with like a wig on and all, like a costume. Like she was getting involved, okay? So the poison ploy at the supermarket didn't work. She didn't take the chocolate egg testing. But it's very strange how it did work because the woman sends the other woman the chocolate eggs like a delivery, basically. She delivered it to her house with a message like, hey, this is for you, love you, whatever. And the woman eats it. And it's like, who would eat random chocolate eggs sent to their house? You know what I mean? It didn't say that she disguised herself or was acting as somebody else. She didn't sign it as somebody.
To be fair though, right? Like think about it like this, bro. Like if someone sent you chocolates like to your address, right? You're gonna assume that it's someone that you know, right? Because no stranger's gonna send you chocolates, right? So I would just assume it's safe, right? Like somebody I know must have sent me this, right? I mean, it's got to be fine.
Now you know you're retarded.
Listen. All I'm saying is I wouldn't question my friends poisoning me. Like I wouldn't think that my friends would poison me.
No. One more time for you.
Now you know you're retarded.
If you don't know who sent you something, let me teach you something you should have learned in like preschool. If you don't know where it came from, you don't put it in your fucking mouth, okay? I'm glad we're teaching you now before you end up on the
Teach me
news
now. Teach
and
me
we're
now.
talking to you. How could you eat something when you don't know
You know
where
what?
it came
I'm
from?
kind of glad that you brought this up because I did hear, I don't know how true this is, but like I heard that the reason why people, like parents and shit check all their candy on Halloween is because some dad poisoned his family, but he tried to play it off like he got the candy from like trick or treating with them. But they found out like he wanted poison and tried to kill the whole family.
Yes, you're talking about the
But he was,
Candyman.
no, it must have been this lady that gave us.
I did discuss that on one of the Halloween specials. I told that whole story. I'm not sure which one it is, but I went into the depths of that case. I talked about, he poisoned his son and he got like anthrax and stuff. So
They probably heard that and was like, oh, well, I could do that. I mean, I could do that.
I don't know why this woman not only ate it herself, but gave it to her children. How the hell? Like I'm looking at the article right now, and it didn't say that she disguised it as like, oh look, it says with love to Marianne, Happy Easter. It didn't say Happy Easter from mom, Happy Easter from dad. It was Happy Easter, go fuck yourself. I'm not eating something I don't know what it is, bro. Are you crazy?
I would have died. I would have died because I probably would have had a piece.
And then you're gonna give it to your damn child? Are you what? Hell no. My mom and my dad, dude, I got their genes because if something is off at all, like if we go to the grocery store, we bring something back and the packaging is off, either right in the garbage or we're bringing it back. We don't play games,
bro.
In
I
this
hate
house.
that, bro. I hate that. Like, and it happens with Oreos, bro. Like because Oreos aren't really like sealed. You can kind of like pop it, like it open just a little bit to grab one. Because I got a pack and I didn't notice, but like when I brought it home, I'm like, there's fucking two missing. Like, all right, well, this whole sleeve is gone. Like, I'm just not eating that sleeve. Like,
somebody ate them from the package that you bought.
yeah, like they must like barely opened it, slid two out, and then like closed it up. And I
That's
didn't
wild.
know. I got one. There's two missing. Grimy motherfuckers,
wild.
bro.
That's wild. So yeah, ex-girlfriend ends up poisoning the new girlfriend. That's crazy. And it's just sad that the kids ate it. It's sad the kids ate it. It's wild. I don't know why she would decide to do that. If I were her, I'd be living with just existential guilt for the rest of my life. And R.I.P. to the little child.
No, look. No, she's not gonna feel bad. She had so much hate, bro, that she tried to set up a taste.
No, not
testing.
her. The mother. If I was the mother that gave the chocolate egg to my kid, I'd be living with crazy regret. Like, why would you do that?
Oh, yeah. But I'm talking about, I think it's one of the other ladies.
No,
I was
she's
to say, bro,
probably-
her whole elaborate scheme, bro, she was full of hate.
She's probably happy. She's like, good. That's like
Good.
What's
Get
worse
rid of
than
her and her kid.
What's
Good.
worse than killing somebody is killing their kid. Like that's worse.
Both of them. Getting both of them is crazy.
That's worse than killing somebody. It's like you have to live now without your child. Like that's fucking wild. This bitch is nuts, dude. Be careful who you lay with, everybody, because you might get the chocolate poison egg. Well, I don't know about in America. In Brazil, shit gets crazy. They get wild over there. This, who knows? But it can happen in America. It can happen.
It can happen anywhere, man. Just be nice to people, bro.
That's right. In America today, we had the big Easter egg roll at the White House, and I tuned in. I like when the White House does like fun events. Is that we like the turkey pardon. So I watched a little bit.
Favorite.
I watched a little bit of the egg roll today. Trump was on the lawn with the kids, all the kids having fun, and Trump just could not hold back from throwing any jabs at Joe Biden. Like I couldn't even imagine one was coming. But it was like I was just watching it, and Trump is there with he's rolling the eggs with the kids, and then the Easter Bunny comes up, and he's like, "Look at my Easter Bunny! Look at all these eggs. We have the best eggs. Look at my Easter Bunny." Remember when the Easter Bunny had to save Joe Biden? Because basically there was a clip of Joe Biden like talking to people, and then the Easter Bunny that he had like rolled in while he was talking and kind of just like stole the show and like got him away from everybody. I guess Trump was saying like, he was bombing, so the Easter Bunny had to come and save him from the conversation. But, Trump was like, we got the best eggs. I got the best Easter Bunny. My bunny's way better. And honestly, I like this bunny better. I like the bunny. That bunny was cute. It was a cute bunny. The kids are on the lawn rolling the eggs. Trump is looking at everybody was having a great time. It was a very wholesome event.
I
Trump
have the
was,
best eggs,
we
bro.
have the best
Your
eggs.
impersonation is so good.
We have the best eggs. He was like, what did he say in the press conference? He was like, we got too many eggs. We got way too many. Like I got us too many eggs now. Just eggs all over the place. It was a wonderful little time. Then Melania is reading books. I want to read the rabbit book to you. She was like, do you know what the Happy Rabbit book? She was reading books to the kids. It was a wonderful event.
It sounds like a fun time.
It was a fun time, man. Regardless of your political beliefs, it was fun.
Regardless of the jabs that was thrown, the kids had a good time.
The jabs made it better.
Is that not what matters?
The jabs made it even better. Look at my Easter Bunny. Way better. Way better. But I was reading this article about Joe Biden, okay? And, I mean, if this is not a headline that makes you go, like, no shit, I don't know. I can't imagine an even better one. The New York Times reads that Joe Biden is having issues getting speaking gigs. Like, no shit. Obviously.
Bro, that's like trying to get RFK to do a speaking gig. Nobody wants to pay him to talk. Like, that's crazy.
Like, oh yeah, why would Joe Biden be having issues? Please, he's such an eloquent, intelligent speaker. Like, everybody's loved his speeches over the years. Like, why would he be having issues? Who wouldn't want to pay Joe Biden $300,000? $300,000.
He'll definitely stay on script for sure,
bro. You couldn't. I don't even know like who's showing up to that. I think they said he did one. I think it was Harvard or something, but he didn't get paid for that. Like, that was a free gig I was reading about.
I can only imagine it was free.
He's such an elegant speaker, such an eloquent speaker. He's so funny. He's, like, so insightful. Why would he be having issues at all? Bro, he's already on the way out. Just go live your life, man. Go to the beach. Stay off the bike because you fell off the bike. We all saw that, so don't go on the bike. Go to the beach, hang out with your son while he's doing blow in the back. You know what I mean? Like, just relax, bro.
Yeah, help him hide his laptops. I mean, just
we ain't
be
trying to
present in your kid's life now.
We ain't trying to see you speak, big dog. You've spoke enough. You've done enough. You've said it all.
We've heard it all.
You have said it all, bro. Retire. Enjoy retirement, bro. Like, enjoy your time, dude. For real. Absolutely.
Listen, it's not a bad thing to slow down when you get older, bro. You know what I mean? He might need it. He might need some downtime.
I think he's already slowed.
Some R&R.
I think he's slowed. I think he knows a lot about slowing down right now. I think he knows a lot about it. Did you see the Blue Origins ship that they sent into space with all the women? The spaceship?
I have heard about it. I've heard people don't like it. I mean,
no, so Jeff Bezos sent like 6 women, including Katy Perry, into space, and the internet has just been totally shitting all over it. Because the first things first, let's get through the first point. Who cares? It's an all-women crew in a spaceship that goes up to space and just kind of like orbits for 11 minutes. It wasn't anything spectacular.
So. Because I was getting, like, I heard a little bit about this, but I got, like, some conflicting information. So was this, like, a free thing, or did they pay?
I'm pretty sure it was free. I think Jeff Bezos sent them up there for free. I don't know for sure, but I didn't read that they paid at all. I think they were, like, hand-picked. One of them was his wife, so, she didn't pay. I doubt these women paid. They went up, and they were having a great time. They had cameras everywhere. It was heavily filmed, and I mean, like I said, the first thing is, like, who cares? Okay, like, first of all, women have been in space before. This is not the first woman you're putting up in space. Like,
yeah,
who gives a shit? The other thing people were going on about is they think it's fake. They think that this did not happen. And there are 2 pieces of evidence so far that I've read about was, number one, when the ship came down back to Earth, it wasn't scorched or dented or scratched or anything like that. And some people are saying that it didn't go high enough into space to get burned.
Well, I was gonna say, because I heard that, like, they didn't really go into space. Like, they went up, I think, into like the way upper atmosphere. Like, but I don't know, like, because it was like they were up there for like 10 minutes or something and came back down.
11 minutes. So that one I can see. I don't know much about space. You gotta ask Neil deGrasse Tyson about that. We need to get him on the show as the expert. We should have got him. We should have gave him a call to be the expert on this one, on this exact topic. So yeah, the other thing, which is totally true,
he would get paid to speak over Joe any day.
Oh yeah,
If we had
This
3 grand and we had only those two to pick, I mean,
This one is totally true because I've seen the video with my own eyes. So when it lands, you see the door open from the inside, like it's being pulled in to be open, right? And then all of a sudden, one of the tech people or somebody orchestrating this goes over and they're like, no, don't do that. So then the door closes and it stays closed for another like 5-10 minutes. You see Jeff Bezos there with his hand on his hip, looks like he's pontificating, the matters of the universe. And then all of a sudden he goes over there with this tool, like a crowbar, and he's like, and he opens it up, and everybody's like, "Yay!" And they all come out the spaceship, and it's like, are you trying to act like you couldn't open that without the tool? Because we all saw one of these women open it, and you told them not to get out. Like, so what was the point of that?
They were trying to stage it to make it look like he's the hero. Like the door got stuck and I had to crowbar it open.
It was some showmanship.
Like the real Chad I am.
Yeah, it was some showmanship. I don't think that would mean that it's fake. I just think that they were trying to do like some kind of showmanship stuff. They were trying.
And honestly, bro, like, if we got invited to go up there, like it would have been lit. You know what I mean? Like no need to hate, right? But everybody would have enjoyed themselves up there in space for 10 minutes.
Listen, I'm sure the women had a great time. They looked like they had a great time, and one person in particular looked like they had an amazing time, and that was Katy Perry, and she is like the big topic of this conversation because everybody's just criticizing her for her cringe behavior. She was singing up in space, and then it was really more of when she came down, what people thought about her demeanor and stuff. Let's play the speech because this is the funniest part about this.
There's a speech.
She did a speech when she came down. The news was asking her questions, and this is what she had to say.
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
I'm trying to think. Maybe she's saying like maybe it's it's very dangerous to go up there. Like
that's not what she's saying at all. My girl had a spiritual awakening.
No, I'm trying to look like past what she said to like maybe there's like a deeper meaning behind her words.
I think you looking too deep. You trying. You just.
I am. You're. Because it sounded like just nonsense to me.
You're doing better than her. At least you said something about the trip. It was dangerous. Like she was just like she had a spiritual awakening.
She's talking about like being loved, and then right at the end she said, that you're loved up until launch. You know what I mean? So like maybe she was worried she wasn't going to come back, and she didn't really. Maybe she's like, oh, maybe I should treat my people in my life better.
Maybe you know what? You understood it.
Maybe I'm giving her too much credit and she's just an airhead, though.
I didn't understand it. She was kissing the ground when she came back, and they were doing all these.
Well, yeah, because you could die, You could die going up, coming back. I mean.
They did all these press conferences, and Gayle King is there yapping it up, and it's just like, bruh, we just literally had a woman in space a year ago, and she was up there for 8 months. Like, we've had enough women in space for right now. Like, let's give space some space. The
only thing I didn't really like is that they called her a part of the crew, and I'm like, bro, if something breaks, like she ain't gonna fix it. She ain't a part of the crew.
Well, she's
like a guest. You know what I mean? Like,
people are really criticizing the fact that they call them astronauts. People are really going
she's
against them.
Entertainment crew, maybe.
People are really hating that they call them astronauts.
Yeah, well, I agree with that, bro. Like, none of them are certified, bro. Like, Katy Perry ain't no certified astronaut. She ain't go through all that rigorous training and shit, bro.
Did they even do, like, the training thing where they put him in that thing and it spins him around, the G-force training? I wonder if they did that.
Oh, they got a bunch of crazy shit you got to do.
I wonder if they did literally any of that. I mean, they should have done like a documentary.
Why would they?
Oh, listen, I'm happy they had a good time and everything, but it's like we don't care. The world has way bigger fish to fry than Katy Perry.
Yeah, like we're not really worried about what the hell you're doing. Going up in space for 10 minutes. We're more worried about our eggs or whatever the fuck people are talking about these days.
Yeah, as the kids say, this could have been an email. Well, this could have been a text. Like you could have just kind of offhanded. Yeah, by the way, we went to space the other day. Oh, cool. Did you like it? Yeah, okay, bye. That's about. We didn't need the whole pop and circumstance and the big live launch and all this stuff. Like, nobody cares about that. And my thing is, who did the casting? My thing is, who casted this? Because this was the most boring group of people ever, okay? If you're going to film this, leave Katy Perry because she was a total cringe magnet. Like, that was a good pick. I don't even think they knew that she was going to be like that. Leave Katy Perry on the crew, but get the rest of them out of there. We need somebody like JoJo Siwa up there. Talk about, get her up there singing. Get JoJo Siwa up there, or get like a bunch of people from reality shows like like the Housewives or the Bad Girls Club. Because if you look at the picture, bro, this looked like a poster for the Housewives of Outer Space. Like, that's what they're all glammed up, makeup all caked on. Like, this looks like the Housewives of Outer Space. So send a bunch of like the Bad Girls Club up there, and then record that. Like, you've seen the baddies, but have you seen them in zero gravity? Like, what you say, bitch? Boom! Just brawling in the ship, brawling in outer space. People are floating around, throwing fists. Bang,
They must
bang.
have
What you
thought
say,
that
bitch?
everybody would be like, "Oh, this
Boom.
is so wholesome."
EJ, you are experiencing a tragic loss lately. The VTuber community is experiencing a massive blow. Gura, the most subscribed VTuber on YouTube, is now retiring. EJ, what do you have to say about this?
It's just a little crazy, bro. I mean, she kind of, because it's not like it didn't exist before she showed up. You know, like it was doing all right in Japan, but when she pulled up, it kind of blew up out here in the States and stuff. And I think she played a big role. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that are VTubers that are like, damn, like you kind of got me into it. Like, I watched you, you're funny. I don't know. It's just a sad time, bro. One of the goats, you know.
And you said you were there from her first stream?
Yeah, I was in the day. You could find me in the debut stream in the chat. I was there.
Wow. Have you interacted with her at all? Has she responded to your
she's
chat?
we're assuming that she's been sick lately because she doesn't really stream as much. You know, usually they stream every day. She streams like, I mean, they're making up jokes now. There's like jokes in the community, like she streams like 3 times a year. but
has she? Have you ever interacted with her in total of watching her?
What do you mean?
Has she ever fucking answered you in chat, man?
Reply to me? Yeah. It's never any like serious questions though. It's like some stupid fucking bullshit statement I say, and she'll be like, you know what I mean? It's never anything where I'm actually want them to respond. It's always the bullshit I say that gets a response for some reason.
Just an offhanded comment that she responds to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this your favorite VTuber?
She's not my favorite, but she kind of got me started. You know what I mean?
Right. So there's who is second in command?
I'm assuming that you love like Friday the 13th, right? But I'm assuming the first one isn't your favorite, but it is the one that got you in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean Halloween? Yeah, the first one's not my favorite.
Yeah. So like, there's always going to be that love for the first one. You know what I mean?
Who's second in command right now?
I got to check the numbers, but I mean, over 400 million subs is crazy, or whatever it is.
Damn.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Probably 4 million. I don't know about 400.
Over 4 million subs is crazy. So
now we asked Leonard how many shows he watches throughout the week, and he responded with a whopping, astounding 22 shows. So how many VTubers do you watch a week?
More than that, pal. It's honestly very, very sad. Yeah, no, it's sad. It's sad. It's crazy. You want to know? You like you don't understand, bro. Like, you know how like dudes goon with multiple screens? Like, I need multiple screens, bro, because there's I'm subbed to so many that all the time slots are always so contested. Like, it doesn't matter what time it is. There'd be like 3 or 4 of them that I want to watch, but they're all streaming at the same time.
So how do you pick?
Sometimes I bounce around. So sometimes if I see a game, like one of them's playing a game I actually really like I'll stick around in there. I kind of you gotta choose, but it just sucks, you know? Like, there's just too many. I'm sub to too many.
So it's more than 20.
For sure. Bro, it's probably like more than 10 a day.
What? Bro, you're
sometimes
wild.
Sometimes I try to stick around like for a whole stream, and that's probably like 3 hours, 4 hours a piece, you know. Then there's other days where I'm just bouncing around from stream to stream. all day.
Nah, that's crazy, dude.
I'll tell you something right now. When I was living with Clay, I really had nothing to do. So you don't even know. Like I had a schedule. Like, all right, I'm gonna get up and watch this bitch at this time, and then when she ends, this other bitch would come on. So like I had it all scheduled out. I had it all planned out, bro.
Wow.
I remember he came home one day. He's like, "Yo, let's go do this." I'm like, "I can't, bro. My bitch is coming on in like 5 minutes."
No way, dude. There was a joke about that. I
No,
saw a TikTok like that where the guy was acting like a guy who watches streamers all day, and they're like, "Hey, can you go out at we want to go out to dinner at 3?" He's like, "Nah, I gotta watch Kai Cenat." And he's like, "Okay, let's go to dinner at 6."
That's my favorite. That's when my favorite streamer comes on is at 3. I ain't doing nothing at 3 o'clock, bro.
Who's your favorite streamer?
She's Amia.
Oh,
I don't know.
God. Why is she
I
your
think it's
favorite? What does she do?
I don't know, bro. I just been watching her for man long. She plays like retro games. I don't know.
Does she do that
Mega
voice,
Man.
that VTuber voice?
Sometimes, I feel like they all
my
break it out sometimes.
Oh my God, this is crazy, bro.
Listen, learn. Listen, I'm being honest with you, bro. And that's how I know she's my favorite because I always make sure I got some time to make sure, see if it's something I'm going to stick around and watch.
I am so grateful that you have any time to come on the show. That's wild. You could be watching a VTuber right now.
I know. I was really going to tell you, I mean, Pip is probably on right now, bro.
See, I like Pippa. That's why I like Pippa. I like maybe 2 or 3 of them.
Right? Missing Pip as we speak.
Pippa's good. I don't know really about any other ones, but I found the perfect woman for you. We've been looking around. You don't really like women for some reason, but I think I found.
That's not true. That's not. Whoa! That's not true. You can't say that. That's crazy.
You do like women.
I do.
Okay.
I mean, listen, just because I growl at them doesn't mean I don't like them.
That's fascinating because that's not what I've observed. But I did send you a video on your phone. I would like for you to look at this woman here. This is the woman for you. This is the perfect person that I feel like you would fall in love with her. And this may be the woman to melt your heart. Check her out.
So you wear a bodysuit so that way your skin looks more porcelain like an anime character. The full purpose of this hobby is to look like an anime character. An anime figure, whatever you would really like to call it. But it helps smooth out your skin to give that anime look. Hadatai is of course the skin suit that I am currently wearing. This is what one looks like from behind. So you have the zipper that goes all the way up and down. That is how you completely enclose yourself.
That's your girl right there, bro. That's your girl. A woman dressed in a straight up anime skin suit with the anime head, dude.
That's Leonard. That's Leonard. That's not me. I'm not looking for that.
That is
I don't mind if my girl don't got perfect skin.
That is a lifelike anime girl. I don't even know what you would call it, but there's a certain name that they call. What is it, Kuragami or something like that? But she says it in the video, and I'll play for the audience here. But I saw her like a week ago, and I'm like, now I've seen it all. What on God's green earth is this?
No, bro. That is. You want to talk about someone being cringe? That's cringe, bro.
You think you think that's
right
cringe?
there.
She's wearing the skin
I know.
suit.
As a guy that watches VTubers, that's cringe, bro.
It's kind of essentially like a VTuber. The VTubers are putting on the costume virtually. She's just putting on for real. Like, what's the difference? Same shit.
I don't know, bro. It's just different. I can't explain it to you. Just know that it is different. I'm just not articulate enough to.
You wouldn't want to engage with her romantically. You're lying to me right now. You like that.
I need to see what she looks like under that bodysuit.
No, with
bro.
the suit on.
She's talking about how human skin is so bad. So like, I wonder what she's hiding under that fucking suit.
No, you like her like that. You wouldn't engage with her romantically in that way.
I don't want to. No, I don't want to engage somebody in a full body skin suit, bro.
There's no way. I don't know how she does that.
What is that? She's on some Leatherface shit, bro.
I don't know how she does that, bro. I was watching a couple of her videos, and she was like, "Yeah, you can't breathe in this thing."
That's what I'm saying, bro. She's literally on some Leatherface shit. Like, no one wants to deal with that, bro. No one's dating that.
She said she could barely see, you could barely breathe. it's like stuck to your skin. She's like, if you put that on sweaty or hot at all, it's gonna like literally stick to your skin. She's like, it's scorching hot in there. It sounds like a nightmare.
It's literally the mask, bro. It's gonna meld to her skin, and she's gonna just be like that forever.
It sounds like a nightmare. That thing looks like a literal nightmare to wear, and she's wearing it all day for IG, and she goes to cons in that thing. It's like literally fused with her.
Like, you know how like
skin.
they make fun of like the furries at the conventions, like how it stinks. Like, she must smell crazy, bro. Like,
she talked about that.
Smell crazy, bro.
She talked about that in one of her IGs. She was like, it can. She was like, but I clean this very well. But she's like, yeah, like it definitely could smell.
Yeah, I mean, that's what all the furry people say is they clean their suits well too. But sure, buddy, sure.
They claim they don't smell.
That's what they say. They say they clean their shit, but
That's what she said. That thing looks like a literal nightmare to don.
So why
bro.
did you assume that would be my kind of girl?
I'm not assuming. I know it. You're not
because I like VTubers. Is that why?
I am not assuming. You are lying. You are not telling the truth right now.
I'm not lying.
I know
bro.
you would
can
enjoy
say whatever
that.
you want, bro.
I know you would
can't
enjoy
date
that.
a girl that
all you do is
show.
watch anime and anime girls play games with the voice, with the squeaky voice. You want to engage with that in real life.
But
you like that.
She's like, but yeah, I want to deal with a bitch that has real skin though.
That's an anime, like an anime girl come out of the TV. Like that's literally your dream. You love that. How do you not?
But that's not what it looks like though.
That's what it looks like.
It's scary. It's honestly scary, bro.
That scares you? That's literally what you watch all day, bro.
No,
that's
it's
literally
not the
what
same,
you watch
bro.
all day.
It's not the
Look
same.
who it is. We got Rich, Big Rich here.
Rich, we've been buying time for you.
We ain't been buying time. That was on the docket. Speaking of what's on the docket, we got to talk about something something very important here. We got Pastor here for a moment to talk about this very serious matter. Pope Francis has sadly. Why are you laughing, man?
Oh no, because I thought it was the other.
Oh, good. The Pope's dead.
We're gonna talk about I know why you laugh. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Just hold on.
Yeah, there's another thing.
We got something else.
It was not. I swear, it's not the Pope.
We got something else we got to address with you too, but we'll discuss the Pope first.
Yeah. That's what I was giggling about.
Pope Francis has sadly passed away at the age of 84. I think because of the pneumonia that he had for a couple months. Pastor, you are a man of the cloth. You are under the Pope, I assume.
No,
you are not under the Pope, but you have.
No, I'm part of an independent Catholic jurisdiction.
Why do you not like the Pope? Why do you guys have beef with the Pope?
Well, it's not. Well, the founder of the Catholic Apostolic Church it wasn't in North America. It was in Brazil. We're a descendant of that. Found himself in conflict with the Brazilian government and the Vatican. He was calling out the Vatican and Brazil's harboring Nazis in Brazil. And this was in the 40s. And the founder of the Catholic Apostolic Church, Duarte Costa, also levied grievances against the church, such as a priest could not marry. And a couple of other things that are not.
So you guys can get married, you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that was extremely.
I didn't know there was such deep lore behind that.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Please let's not go any deeper into that lore. That lore is extremely boring. So let's talk about the Pope. How do you feel that he has passed away?
Of course, it's sad. He's how old? 83?
84, I believe.
84. I'm being a chaplain in a hospital. I'm glad he didn't linger. I think he went out at a good time. He was able to get out. He was able to do the Resurrection Sunday blessing, and then he died in his home in the morning. I mean, if you're going to go out, I think Pope John Paul lasted a very long time in infirmity, and then some people recorded him speaking and the recordings were bad, and he was just seemed to be spouting off on things. I think that this Pope went out well.
With some dignity.
He's made a impact on the church. I think the Catholic Church is going to take a very, very long time to wrestle with what direction it wants to go in theologically. They are still figuring conflicts out from who knows, like the 1000s.
So will we be following? Will they be doing like a step by step on who the new pope's going to be? Are we going to see the candidates? Because I always when I was a kid, I remember on TV they show the big castle, and it's like, oh, okay, if there's blue smoke, then that means they got the decision. If it's green smoke, are we going to get all the show?
Yeah, you're gonna get the show.
Wow, we can't wait. When does this begin? When do we see? Do we see
I'm not
candidates?
sure how soon it begins.
Do we vote online? Like, do we text a call? Like, we want Pope blah blah blah. Or Pope this one.
Unlike American Idol, it's left up to a conclave of cardinals, and they will continue voting until I think it has to be unanimous or something like that.
I want to talk about those people in specific.
We need you to be
Oh, he wants to be the candidate. I don't think you want that job. You got enough to do. How do you become the Pope? What do you have to do? Like, you have to politic?
Well, yeah. I mean, at that point, you have to be known, and I guess the conclave picks the candidates. And it's quite a process. I mean, when you think about it, you're leaving this vote up to a select few people, but it's not them getting in a room and making a snap decision. I mean, they keep voting and voting and voting until they get a consensus.
Now, is there any way we can open this up to the general public? We can have them come on stage and do like a talent and show their personality. That would, they could all have a different robe. We can have a robe competition, like who has the sickest robe, who has the sickest talent. We get a backstory. I feel like this old regime, they need to go. We need to make this more fun.
More like WWE.
More like WWE. We get fireworks when they're done. Don't you agree? What is with these men in the room alone? We don't like that. I don't like that. We
want more transparency.
We need spectacle and transparency.
I don't think you're going to get it from the Roman Catholic Church.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah. And I mean, if because there is a pope, I suppose there could be even more democratic ways of choosing the pope. But first off, I don't see the necessity for a pope.
Really? You mean the Pope is like basically expendable? That's crazy you would say that. You mean?
Well, I mean, most religious organizations that have bishops usually have a council of bishops, usually with a presiding bishop that is more of the spokesperson, but doesn't really have more power than the other bishops. So it's not left in the hands of one strong office.
3 duties of the Pope, go. If you can't answer this, then he's totally expendable. 3 duties of the Pope. What does he do?
The Pope is the spiritual leader of the organization and in the world at this point.
That's usually not a good sign when you call somebody. Usually, like when you hear spiritual leader somewhere, that's usually like in a true crime doc. Like, once somebody gets a spiritual leader, chat, we are cooked. You already know.
Jim Jones was a spiritual leader.
But a lot like the president. When we elect a president in the United States, that the president sets the agenda for the country, and that Pope Francis was brought in to set an agenda of change and update for the church. And I think he was successful in getting some movement on that. You're talking about an organization that's been around for millennia.
That's right.
And
what does the Pope make? Does he get paid?
I don't know.
Wow.
I think he's well taken care of.
I would hope so. They live in nice quarters, right? They have nice quarters to live in. And do you know two other things that they do besides lead us spiritually?
The second, I mean, that second thing I said wasn't conflated into the spiritual leadership.
Oh, so okay. So he's a spiritual leader and also a spiritual leader.
No, he's a spiritual leader and he's the organizational leader.
Ah, okay. And the
I
third?
mean, you can have. I don't know if they're called a college of cardinals. I mean, you can have people who are going to perpetuate their agenda in the political structure that they have, but there's no arguing that the Pope is the top of the heap.
So you're pretty much you're pretty much saying what I imagine the Pope's day would be, which is why I have a secret fantasy to be the Pope. You just walk around and people go crazy. You show up, people lose their mind. You wave, you maybe touch people's hand. If they touch you too hard, you smack them like he did to that other lady. When he had to smack that lady, that was good. You smack them. Sometimes, if it's too crazy, they put you in a cart. You get a bubble. You wave at everybody. People go bananas. And you show up, you say, hey, God bless you, touch your forehead.
And then, like you said, you'll be well taken care of. They'll feed you.
Yeah, exactly. The Pope, that seems like the best job ever. You just get a sick white robe.
It's like you're a pet, You just walk out, you wave, they feed you.
A
Tamagotchi. You're like a Tamagotchi. They wheel you around.
Like you live in the special Pope quarters. The people come around and leave food for you, and
you get the crispy.
All right.
You get
Hold on just a second.
You get the crispy white fit. You can't forget the crispy fit with the big hat.
You out. They get you your own robes.
You get the big hat. You address the people. You say, you're old, right? So if you kind of mess up, it's like, okay, it's the Pope. You can't really do wrong as the Pope. It seems awesome to be the Pope.
Well, I did find some more.
I have a question.
Some more. What?
I was going to say, why is it okay for the Pope to be old, but our president to not be old? I mean,
well, the Pope doesn't have the nuclear codes, and he's not dealing with international affairs.
We don't know what they got in there. We don't know what they got locked up in there.
I don't think the Pope is doing international.
They could have a big red button on the Pope's desk.
It's probably for something else. I don't know what it's for.
Perhaps, but the one thing that I know that the Pope has is better internet than you, EJ.
Yeah, your internet sucks. Finally, somebody else says it. Finally, somebody else says it.
Finally, someone speaks the truth around here.
Pope got that sick Wi-Fi, that Pope Wi-Fi.
So some of his other duties are he is the Bishop of Rome.
Okay, what does that mean? He just stands there?
Is that like the president of Rome? What is that?
As in any other bishop, the Pope has direct pastoral responsibility of the local church in Rome.
So he talks to them like he does sermons?
No, say the bishop in the diocese, the Roman Catholic diocese in which we're located. The bishop is looking at the financial health of the churches, making decisions about keeping churches open or closed, assigning pastors to different churches. He's an administrator.
There's some work there. Okay.
So you're saying that if you were a pastor at a church in Rome, he could just replace you? He could just be like, Rich, you're gone.
You're done.
Yes.
You're done.
That's crazy.
And he's also the head of the College of Bishops. He presides over and appoints bishops around the world, helping to maintain doctrinal unity and pastoral oversight across all dioceses.
Wow.
He convenes synods and ecumenical councils when necessary.
This sounds like fantasy gibberish, right?
That's beautiful. Yep. Sounds like very important stuff.
Well, no, the synods and the ecumenical councils are important in that they...
Bro, you just made that up, bro.
No,
what word is that? What word did you just say? The Anunnaki.
Synod and Ecumenical Council.
What?
Cyclops Economical Council.
Just say religious conferences.
Okay.
Everybody
that's
gets
what it is.
together and they talk.
Yeah, and it's decisions get made.
Okay, it's just a bunch of talk. It's just a bunch of people talking. You know what I mean? It's
And he's the
it is.
chief administrator of the Vatican.
Oh, that's
God,
a
even-
fun job. You get to
Even
see
the
what's
Pope
going
has
on.
to
in
deal with
there.
red tape.
You get to
Yep,
see what's
the
going on. in
Vatican City,
Vatican.
a sovereign entity, is the central government of the Catholic Church. He
See-
appoints officials to the Roman Curia, which helps him administer the global church.
Does the Pope have unfiltered access to the Vatican? Can they go in the catacombs and look at the libraries and the books and the artifacts?
I don't know.
Well, if you can't do that, there's no point in being the Pope, honestly.
I was
That's-
gonna say that's should be the one benefit is you can go learn the secrets.
Yeah, like that should be like who gets that?
Why?
I
else would
have a
anybody
feeling that
wanna be the
any
Pope?
secrets in the catacombs, there's the only people seeing those is a select few, and it's probably not the Pope.
So is the Pope like the president, where there's like a shadow government, and really the president just does like a couple things, but the shadow government runs everything
Well,
else?
that's a very strong possibility.
Oh, that's the people
I
making
mean-
the decisions. Oh shit.
I mean, that happens here in the United States. This organization's 2,000 years old.
Yeah. There's a lot of other people making decisions there. And let me talk about those people, whoever they are, because the last big news that came out about the Pope was when he was in a clandestine meeting, a secret meeting, and he said something to the effect of there's too many gays in the church. And then he said it in confidence. And then all you fucking snitches in that room came out and threw my man under the bus. How freaking dare you do that, okay?
I'll
That
tell you
is-
something. Those guys don't know the catacomb secrets, bro, because we will know what they are.
I don't know
Bunch
who
of
was doing
snitches
that.
and rats.
Was that the Bishop of Delegates? Who did that?
Yeah, I don't know exactly who did that, but that was a gift to the conservative factions in the Vatican.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, my first guess is they released that because what better gift than handed to you to disrupt the agenda of being. I mean, the
LGBT
Pope didn't
stuff.
change doctrine, but I mean, did loosen the reins a little bit in saying that a priest could bless a gay couple.
I thought you said you could marry him. Well, was it marry him?
No,
or was
he
bless
didn't
him?
say marry.
Oh, it was bless him. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Don't get
like,
crazy now.
He said you could bless him. He just said there's too many in the church. Like, come on. The guy's running the show for now. Let him do what he wants.
Yeah.
And you got to snitch on the Pope, dude? Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
it's not cool, man.
Can you imagine all the Hail Marys you got to say after that? All the rosaries you got to count after that one? Nah, bro. You got to go confess, dude. You can't be snitching on the Pope, bro. That's bad. That's nasty work. You can't do that. You can't do that. And my other favorite article was when he was when they found out that he liked that big booty Brazilian girl on Instagram in the schoolgirl outfit, and it was like a big scandal because then the Vatican contacted Instagram to find out how it happened. They were like, he could not have possibly done that. We need to know. And Instagram was probably like, what do you mean? Like somebody had to press like on that. There's no other. We have no other info.
There's no shadow liking.
There's no other info we have for you except it was liked. Like that's like the Vatican really thought they could just like pull up on IG and be like, how did this happen? Like, dude, he's into big booty Latinas. Like, okay. So like, okay, everybody is like, he's a pretty base Pope, honestly, like dead ass.
I mean, yeah, that made me respect him more.
Yeah, I mean, it was during COVID. Who wasn't liking big booty Latinas on IG? It was COVID, dude. Everybody was locked up.
He's from Argentina.
That's right. Everybody's locked down.
He likes his women, man.
He's checking out the stuff on IG, bro. He had a lot of time. The Pope couldn't be out there touching people.
They're not going to take him out for the drives or whatever. Everybody's locked up in the house.
Well, he
so.
probably could have done the drives because he's in the bubble. He's in that big, like, bulletproof bubble. But he couldn't be out doing any like affairs and anything like that, and shaking any hands.
How come
whatever,
our presidents need like the Pope level protection? It's crazy.
Yeah, why don't they have the bubble, especially after JFK? Why don't they get the big bubble?
My assumption is that They do things in such a way not to put the president in that kind of position.
Oh, okay. There's no need for the bubble, you're saying.
Well, I mean, look at the whole JFK assassination. I mean, they took the roof off the car, which they wouldn't have normally done.
Right. That's true.
I mean, they set that up.
Right.
Yeah, that might have
Whatever
been
you
inside
believe,
job.
I mean, the fact that the roof came off the car,
Wild.
I mean, right there. I mean, come on.
Like, come on, people. So we got to discuss this, Rich. We got a big gripe with you. You really
With me?
set off, yeah. You
What'd I
really
do
set
now?
off a chain of events. So the other day, I get home like at 7 in the morning. I was out all freaking night. I get home and I edit a show, do the thumbnail, whatever. So I end up going to sleep at like 11 or something like that. I don't even know.
Why were
Finally
you
gets-
out all night?
Don't worry about that. I go to sleep and I get a freaking phone call from Eddie, but my phone's on Do Not Disturb. So I knew he broke. He broke through like the shield by calling like 3 times or whatever. So I didn't answer it because I literally cannot even think right now. Like there's no way. Like my vision was blown. I'm like, I shut it down, right? So then like for days I'm trying to call him. And I'm trying to figure like what did you need or whatever. So why don't you take the reins from here?
Okay, well, so it's probably like 10 o'clock at night, and someone else texted me, so I go to look, and I see that I got a missing message from a group chat and I see the pastor and Mo are in it, and all I see is the time. All I see is recording at 12 noon tomorrow. So I just assumed, right, because we got to do a segment. So I just assumed, all right, that we're going to be doing it tomorrow. Because why else would I be in the group chat getting a message about a time if it didn't involve me? You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, and it was late. Like I saw it late. I think he sent it out at 1, like 10 in the morning. I saw it 10 at night. So I was like, I'll go to bed so I could get up so I could do this thing. So I get up in the morning and I text him. I'm like, send me the link. And then I get in there and he's like, oh no, this is for a whole other thing.
Well, you're saying you texted Pastor and it was a link for the improv,
The soap opera.
Yeah, but he didn't say that. I just said send me the link because I thought we were recording the other thing, and I didn't really get he didn't really, you know what I mean? Like he didn't really ask for any context about like what link or like why are you here? So that just kind of made me think, all right, if he's not questioning me, then my assumption is right. So I'm waiting. I get in. I see that there's Pat and some other guy, and I'm like, well, this is weird. All these other people are here. Where's Gritty? So I just start blowing his phone up. Then I start getting annoyed. Because I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for him. And Mo, they're both not here. Like somebody better answer. And then I find out that that's not what's going on, and it was all a misunderstanding.
It was all a ruse.
And bull.
But my thing was,
and I disturbed Gritty.
Yeah, he
Gritty's
disturbed my
nap.
sleep. He disturbed my sleep because you put him in the group chat for the soap
'cause
opera.
I figured it was the thing for you. So I was like, well, if it's for him, why is he not here?
But I remember-
Why am I here? Why am I up? He's not up.
The point is that I remember being in the whatever conversation we were having. I think we were in the car, and Eddie said he didn't want to do the soap opera. That he didn't want to do it. So how did he end up in that group chat and that you tricked him into coming in the Zoom?
Well, number one, did you miss a board meeting, EJ?
I shouldn't be in the board meeting. Is my point.
Yeah, why was he added to the group chat? We want to know.
Did you miss a doctor's appointment? Did
What,
you
you're
miss a date?
evading the question. Why was he added to the group chat when you knew?
I don't know. I don't remember adding him.
Oh, stop now.
I really don't.
Listen, Pastor, I'm not mad at you. All I'm saying is, when I see a group thing and the only numbers I know is you and Mo, I'm assuming that it's something that you and Mo got to record. I didn't.
So you're saying this is not?
I mean?
You're saying this is not a trick to get him to participate?
No, it
in
wasn't a
improv.
trick. I mean, the last conversation, I I thought I had with EJ, it was a maybe. And so maybe I put his name in there so we knew when the recording session was. I mean, I still want him to be, but you definitely don't want to be in it?
I definitely didn't want to do it that day, especially because I was like, well, I got to
all right, that's fair.
To do this other thing. I was just like, oh, like, and again, like, I'm not upset with you. I'm just explaining to Thomas why I blew his shit up because I misunderstood. I didn't blame you.
So we're bringing this out in public because Thomas's sleep was
because he
disrupted.
likes drama.
Well, we're bringing it up because number one, I was disturbed, and also you said that you wanted to promote the show on my show, so now you're getting the promotion right here. We're going to talk about your.
Well, thank you for
that. We're going to talk about your improv right now, but
yeah, we're talking about the improv that I walked in on.
This is the perfect way to promote it is by talking about how you. It's the perfect way to promote it.
Thank you very much for that. I'm glad. I was so happy that you showed up, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's going to do it, and then you weren't. But I thank you very much for the Iron Sharpens Iron that we did about Easter.
Of course.
Yeah. And so for the soap opera, the No Name Yet podcast has been producing a audio soap opera. It's improvised. It is called Lick of Our Lives. It takes place in the fictional city of Licksville, the lollipop capital of the world. And we have aliens, we have murder, we have intrigue, and we have candy.
I thought you were going to say incest.
No incest.
Not yet?
No, there'll be no incest.
This is a wholesome show.
A wholesome show? That's why I'm not there.
The best way to follow Look of Our Lives is by going to the No Name Yet podcast YouTube channel, going to playlists and go to the Lick of Our Lives playlist, and you can listen to the episodes in order. And right now there are 10 episodes. The longest one being, I believe, is 13 minutes. They're short.
Beautiful. There we go.
And I don't know if I'm wrong in this, but our very own Crow is on the show, is he not?
Yes, he plays two very good characters.
That's right.
There you can see. All right, so we got our fans.
And his girlfriend Jasmine is playing some excellent characters also.
Right.
They have some. So they, they're already pre-invested into a
now
character.
Back to this text message thing, because I was disturbed about this. I do not remember clearing my talent for that show. I didn't clear Eddie. I know I cleared Crow. I remember the doc for Crow. I cleared that. I signed off on Crow. I said he ain't even coming in anyway. That's basically not even my talent anymore. But he's the talent right now. So I don't remember.
My contract is booked up, I guess.
I don't remember signing off on him. That would have been.
I'm asking you to clear him to play at least one character that I don't want to play anymore.
We have to decide. He's not an improv guy.
I think he is such an improv guy. He just doesn't know it.
This is what I was telling Eddie. We are improv guys, but we're not improv guys in the way you're an improv guy. You do setup. Like we are improv guys in private because we think of things that are already funny. Like we're like, hey, imagine if this happened to Mo, and then we go, ooh, we start doing Mo's voice. So we go, hey, imagine like Eddie, imagine like
Mo giggle.
Eddie, like imagine you went to this restaurant, this happened to you. So we're like saying stuff that's already funny to us. But when you do improv, it's like, all right, you're a clown, and then you're like a juggler, and then you guys meet in the elevator. The elevator shuts down, and a baby walks in. Okay, go. It's like that's not how we operate.
This is a little bit more controlled.
Exactly, even worse.
And there's opportunity to do things over, and it's edited, but there's no written.
But I also
script.
feel like it's a little harder, right? Like I feel like it's a little harder because it's also just audio. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff me and Gritty do is like it's like audio only. I feel like me and Gritty are very animated when we get into our roles. Like that, I feel like that's
your animation comes through your voice.
But we're saying that we work backwards, though. We think of things that are funny to us, and that's why we're good. I don't think
So I'm saying you want to restrict yourself. You don't want to try.
It's not about
something
restricting.
different?
It's about how our brains work. You can't just tell
You
me,
know what?
okay,
I'm scared. How about that? I'm scared.
I'm not funny if you tell me, okay, you play a clerk with Tourette's, and then EJ comes up and he's an old woman. Okay, go. Like, we'd have to think it's funny, and then that's why we're funny, because we think it's funny. We only improv in that regard. It's like we don't do improv like normally, like traditional improv. That's why I don't think we're going to be good at it.
Well, the thing is when we're on the podcast, I mean, I've already had this discussion with you, and you just don't believe me. You don't believe you don't trust my experience in directing improv.
I don't.
That if you gave it a chance, you'd be a great improviser. But I listened to EJ on the podcast, and there are moments that I'm just like, that would have been so good at an improv. I mean, it's there.
Right, because we thought it was funny though already. Like, we're laughing. We're already laughing before we even do it, because we're like,
yeah, but you don't funny. Plan everything.
We don't plan it. We didn't plan it at all. It just came up. We're like, oh, imagine if Mo did this, and then we go LOL, and then we start making fun of that.
I think you both are cutting yourself short.
I'm already sure. I've already been.
And I have to get back to Jesus.
Jesus, this guy. Easter's over already, dude.
I know.
Easter's
I'm
over,
watching
bro.
this play with my parents.
Easter's over, but Jesus is always there, bro. Come on.
Well,
and it's not going to be. What I'm watching is the play Jesus, produced by Sight and Sound Theater. There's one in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and one I think in Missouri. Was it, Gritty?
Yeah.
Something like that. So. But it's free, and this is the last night. So
well, by the time this comes out, it'll be over, so it ain't free anymore.
That's right.
So plug your show again.
So my show is the No Name Yet podcast. Our episodes have been a bit scarce, but right now the soap opera is dropping every week on the No Name Yet podcast, YouTube channel, Rumble, and Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Wow, yeah, Tourette's right. Yeah, Apple.
And there is an Iron Sharpens Iron, which is the show that's focused on scripture. And EJ is the fan favorite, and we drop one on Resurrection Sunday / Easter.
There you go. Wonderful. Thanks for coming on. I am sipping out of my WWE cup. It is time.
Oh, is there any particular reason why you're sipping out of that cup?
It is time to talk wrestling now. We're not going to get too in the weeds about this, so don't worry. There's probably some stuff that you would like to hear about, even if you're not a tremendous wrestling fan, especially what I'm about to talk about right now. Before I get into Wrestlemania, let's talk about a story that we discussed a couple of months prior. One of the best things I ever heard of in my life, which now turned into one of the best wrestling matches and videos I've ever seen, ever. I've been literally showing everybody. I walk out the building, I say, hey, you, come check this out. Watch this. You're going to love this. And everybody loved it. I showed my mom. I showed the people at church. I'm like, get a load of this, dude. This is sick, right? So we did a story about Dory Funk Jr., 84-year-old legendary wrestler, the brother of Terry Funk, who is also a legendary wrestler, somebody I loved to watch as a child. So Dory Funk Jr. decided that he was going to do a barbed wire exploding death match at the age of 84. And
Jesus Christ, bro.
One of the other participants in the match has cancer. I forgot which one at this point. But when I heard this, I said, I have to see this. This sounds like the greatest thing of all time. This sounds freaking epic, dude. So months and months go by. And since I'm in the WrestleMania spirit, I started to watch Sabu's retirement match. Shout out to Sabu. He just did a razor blade or a barbed wire match at the age of 60, and he took a nasty dive outside of the ring. He's a fucking maniac. Shout out to Sabu. I always love Sabu. But once I'm watching that, I'm thinking, I'm like, whatever happened to that damn Dory Funk match? Let me look that up now. So I look it up. I go through. I'm on some strange website. I don't even know what I'm on, but I find it. And holy shit, was this the greatest, dude. Dory Funk Jr., 84, bro. I mean, and when I say this with literally zero disrespect at all. This is one of the coolest, greatest things I have ever laid my fucking eyes on, dude. Dory Funk is moving very, very slow, right? But he comes in the ring, right? He comes in, and the people go fucking bananas. As soon as he steps in, yeah, people go crazy when he comes in, right? He grabs the guy in a headlock, and you could see the guy like basically throw his head at Dory, like, here's my head, like, he grabs him up with the slowest, most feeble headlock you've ever seen. Everybody's, yeah, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, there you go, Dory, go. The best dude, he tags his boy in. The boy, his dude is probably like in his 50s or something like that, maybe 40s. He grabs Dory's opponent, and I mean, Dory hits this dude with the craziest elbow, just like the slowest, like lightest elbows I've ever seen. Just But when he hits him with everybody, yeah, like everybody goes crazy. Everybody goes bananas, dude. Just they're epic. And then so there's this part where Dory gets tagged out, and Dory's like walking around where the barbed wire is, and you can hear everybody start to panic because he's about to touch the exploding barbed wire. So he's like moving all slow, like trying, and everybody's like, no, don't touch that, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. He's like, huh? So then he walks over to his corner, right? And I notice at this point, there's like a guy like holding him up in the corner, like just keeping him in place, basically, like a kickstand. He's like holding Dory, like he's Dory's kickstand, right? So they go on with the match. One of the dudes gets thrown into the barbed wire. Boom! I'll put some clips in here while I'm talking about it.
そして大仁田のに向けて西村治がこれはまたでっかい音だ
Dory gets tangled up with another dude. And I'm like, no fucking way. Dory's about to take an exploding bat, dude. No way. So Dory's there. He's like hugging his opponent. They're just holding him there. And dude walks up.
これを振り上げて
Wow! Hits Dory with the freaking bat. Dory don't even drop, dude. Dory is standing up like a tree, like an oak tree. At the end of it, his opponent drops to the ground. Dory took the freaking bat, and then Terry Funk's one of his finishers was a spinning toe hold. So Dory Funk's opponent gets dropped to the floor, and this is it. This is the big climax of the match. A couple more explosions went off and stuff, but Dory was pretty much chilling in the corner with the kickstand. But they feed they feed this guy's leg to Dory. So Dory grabs the guy, and everybody knows what's coming. Yeah. If you've never seen the spinning toe hold, you basically grab the guy's leg and then spin around it while grabbing their ankle and twisting their ankle, right? So you got to like step around, twist, step around, twist, step around, twist. Obviously, so Dory grabs the guy's leg, and it's just like, and the guy on the floor is selling it like it's the sickest. Please stop, please. And Dory's just like slowly rotating, dude. And they finally win the match, and the crowd is going absolutely bananas, dude. It's only like 15 minutes or so. But what a magical event. What a truly...
It sounds great.
It was epic, dude. Like, there's literally zero disrespect in my mind when I think about it. It was one of the coolest things I hope that when I'm 84, I could do an exploding barbed wire match, dude, and put a dude in a spinning toe hold. Then once they were done, everybody in the match got together. The fireworks are going off. They got the cowboy hats on, and they're putting their fists up. I mean, the Pope just died at 84, and Dory Funk Jr. is out here taking exploding barbed wire bats to the fucking back. I mean, come on, dude. The dude's a legend, man. It was in Japan. It was wonderful. It was truly a magical experience for me to watch this. Like, I love deathmatch wrestling, and it was just awesome. There's no other way for me to sum this up.
I mean, how much closer to death can you be?
Dead ass, man. So shout out to Dory Funk Jr., man. Living legend right now. Oh, was already, but this just took it over the top, man. Took it over the top. WrestleMania 41 just transpired. Night 1 and night 2. They started doing 2 nights a couple of years ago. to some people's dismay. I personally enjoy it. You know, another day of WrestleMania is always good for me. Go ahead.
Matches or the same amount, just broken up?
No, there's like a good amount of matches each night. There's like 5 or 6 matches each night.
But what I'm saying is when it was one day, you get 20, and then it was 2 days, it was 10 and 10, or was it? You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, do you get more matches now that there's more days?
Yeah, I think it pretty much fills out to more. I mean, it depends on the event because some WrestleManias were stacked. Like some of them were very stacked, and I'll get to why that was the case back then in a little bit because that's to one of my points about WrestleMania entirely. So every event was different. There was some events that was really stacked where they had tons of matches, but obviously every match doesn't get the same amount of time, and we'll get to that in a second. So. WrestleMania 41's happened. I was very excited because I just love WrestleMania. Everybody that is a wrestling fan, you know, WrestleMania sells itself at this point. You don't really – people buy WrestleMania tickets before the card even drops, you know? So I'm always excited for it. The first thing that I think everybody would love to hear about is the Stone Cold incident that happened last night. So this is going viral right now. We got Stone Cold to come out. And he came out on an ATV, as he does sometimes. You know, bam, 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 comes down. He does a lap around the ring. Well, Stone Cold must have been drinking a couple too many Steve Weisers before the event. The first thing that I saw, which we did not see on TV, but this is what I saw this morning. So they have Stone Cold downstairs, kind of, under the ramp. And he has to come up the ramp on the ATV and then come down the WrestleMania ramp. Well, they hit his music, and there was a long pause. And at first, you would think it was for a dramatic effect. But it was not. It was because Stone Cold came out of the back and completely missed the wide ramp going up to the stage and flew right into the wall next to the ramp. I don't know how he missed the entire ramp, but he did. So... He goes past the ramp. They have to get a bunch of guys. They drag the cart back. And finally, he comes up and everybody gets the big pop. He comes down. He does a lap. Then does another lap, okay, around the ring. And on the second lap is when he collides with the LED barricade next to the fans in the front row. So everybody laughs. Everybody thinks it's funny. But you see this lady who's leaning on the barricade. Stone Cold hits it. She looks, and then she falls back. She falls back out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't even directly on impact. It was delayed reaction. She fell back. And when she gets up, like, she's not laughing. And from what I heard, like, she looked really pissed off. Stone Cold basically said, like, are you all right? And then got in the ring and did the attendance and drank the beer. I thought that would be the end of it. So we see him get out of the ring, and then I see Nick Khan, who's basically, I don't know if he's the CEO of the WWE, but he's a big shot. He's like basically runs the business side of the WWE. He's a big shot. And he's there talking to the lady, and Stone Cold is like kind of drops by and tells her something too. And I'm thinking, no, he's definitely there because he thinks that there's a lawsuit coming.
I was going to say, he thinks he's getting sued right now.
This is a potential lawsuit right here, okay? I hope she doesn't play that because, bro, it was an obvious, like, delayed, super slow, like, oh, I got hit by the barricade. Oh, no. Like, you should just felt like the guy next to her, like, directly next to her, didn't budge at all, and he was laughing about it. Like, I don't know.
That reminds me of like the Karens that are getting arrested and then you know what I mean, the cops didn't even go to put handcuffs on them yet, and they just fall on the floor like, he hit me. Like, bro, like, it's on camera, like nobody even touched you, bro.
With one frail, listen, like I said, Dory Funk Jr. took an exploding bat. I think you'd be all right. I think you'll be okay. So we don't know what's going to become of that, but I hope she doesn't take it too far.
What do you expect sitting in the front row? You know what I mean?
I mean, well, you don't expect that.
You expect it to be safe?
You don't expect safe. You don't expect that, but you know.
Well,
I
when you
don't-
see him crash into the wall the first time, I would have took a step back. You
Well,
know?
no, we didn't see that. That was behind the stage. We didn't see that first one.
Oh,
No. If I wish Stone Cold would have brought her in the ring, gave her a beer, and then stunned her ass in front of the whole crowd. That would have been great.
oh, that would have been crazy.
He should have brought her in. I'm sorry. What? I said I'm sorry. What? Then gave her a beer, bam, 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 and then just stunned her ass and did the thing, and then just left. Poured a beer on her head. Get the now sue me now, bitch. That would have been great. So the night before WrestleMania, we get the Hall of Fame. Every year they do the Hall of Fame inductions. This year we had the headliner was Triple H. He's going in at 56 years old, I believe Triple H is. And now, which I'll probably get into a little bit, is when I'm starting to feel a little old, okay? We already got The Undertaker in the Hall of Fame, Shawn Michaels, but for some reason, this one kind of hit me. The Triple H induction kind of hit me this year, okay? He did...
Time to play the game.
Time to play the game. Triple H, I mean, what can you even say about his contributions to wrestling? I mean, the dude has done it all. Won every title. He's one of the triggers for the Montreal Screwjob, one of the greatest events in WrestleMania and in wrestling history, regardless of what some other people may think. I think it was wonderful. He's had his hand in literally everything, and then he's also had his hand in.
I was about to say, doesn't he kind of like run the business on the low? Like,
Well,
he has like
he
a
runs
little
creative
part
now.
to play, right?
He runs
And-
creative now, yeah. But before that, he was running NXT, which is the new crop of superstars. And for those that weren't really in the know, that only watched WWE back then, NXT was the shit. I mean, NXT when WWE was really suffering in terms of the match quality, like we weren't really feeling a lot of the matches. Triple H was down at NXT working with the rookies, and they were slaughtering it. They were murdering it, putting on some of the match of the year candidates, okay? A lot of the guys and women in WWE today that are champions, multi-time champions at the top of the game, pretty much all of them are from NXT and they're Triple H's guys. So without getting too in the weeds about that, he did a speech. It was an hour long, and I would have listened to 2 more hours of it. I think his speech was great. He talked about himself, obviously, but in the context of other people. His whole speech was naming other people and talking about their impact on his life. He was talking about Dusty Rhodes and Harley Race and Killer Kowalski and Shawn Michaels.
It wasn't him like oh I helped this guy out. It was more like they helped me. And
Exactly.
This is what they did for me, and this is who inspired me, and then
exactly that. It
always came back to him, but it was in a good way. I like that.
It was about Mick Foley. A lot of people mentioned that he didn't mention The Rock, so we don't know if there's any real heat there. I feel, but he did preface it by saying, "I'm gonna miss people, and I'm sorry if I do." So, whatever. I really enjoyed the speech. He touched the Vince McMahon subject, which people didn't know if he was gonna do.
Oh, what did he say?
I wouldn't be here without Vince. I love the guy. The situation is complicated. Our relationship is complicated, but I love you to death, Vince, and I wouldn't be here without you. And I think that was the perfect way to play it. I think that he did it. It wasn't like, a very. I don't want to say it wasn't well thought out, but you could tell he was taking a lot of pauses. The guy was getting choked up. He was crying. It wasn't like a very quick witted speech in a way. Like he probably wrote it down. I don't know, but it didn't seem. It was feeling very off the cuff in my opinion, but in the best way possible. Like I said, I would have listened to another 2 hours of that. Of him just going and recanting moments in his career with this guy and with that guy. I remember just absolutely loving it. And the event was good. The only thing that happened was people were falling asleep all over the place. By the time Triple H got on, like half the room was asleep. I shit you not. There are videos and pictures of Booker T and all these other superstars. I think Bianca Belair asleep in the crowd. Because they decided to do the Hall of Fame after SmackDown during WrestleMania weekend. So after they already run the SmackDown show, you do the Hall of Fame. On the East Coast, it was 1 a.m. It didn't end until 4.
Oh
in
my
Vegas,
God. So people are drained.
In Vegas, it was 10. So they ended like at, 1 in the morning or whatever. So by the time, and they got to be at WrestleMania the next day. And Shawn Michaels got to be up doing NXT at 1 p.m. So, I mean, it was like people were dropping like flies, man. And it really started around Michelle McCool's speech. And I think Michelle McCool is great. I like Michelle McCool. The Undertaker did a really nice speech about his wife. He inducted Michelle McCool. But this is when it started. So Michelle McCool's doing a speech, and she's going, it's fine. You know, hey, I was just a school teacher, and I came down, and I was living my dream and stuff. So it was nice. And then she says, I'm about to tell y'all 5 stories. And we were like, what? Girl, you've been already going for a while. How about we knock it down to 2? You know what I mean? Like,
if there's one thing we learned from the reunion is that speeches need to be limited to 2 minutes, pal.
Let's shave this down, all right? Because I mean, Undertaker, to me, his speech about her was better than her own speech. I really liked his speech, but I remember getting a text from Justin, who's the biggest Undertaker fan. Wrap it up, Mark. Wrap it up, buddy. Let's go. Like, you know, we need a little. We need to be a little timely about this, right? We have a lot of other people behind you, so I think that's when people started to go, okay, we're in deep waters now. Like, Michelle McCool's about to tell us 5 stories, then wrap it up. Like, I don't know.
The pink guys handing out pillows and blankets and shit.
Yeah, that was when things got a little rough. So I think that it would have been a fine event if they wouldn't have scheduled it around SmackDown. If they would have done it the night before, let them talk as long as you want. You know, they all deserve it. You know, they deserve their time to speak about what they want. I think, you know, use a little tact. I don't think you needed 5 stories, but, you know, it is what it is. But it was nice, man, and it really just made me think, like, damn, bro, like, I grew up watching Triple H, and now this dude is going in the Hall of Fame, and I'm remembering all these matches I've seen, these just epic, legendary matches that I grew up watching, and right now is when I'm like, damn, bro, I'm starting to feel old right now. Like, I'm starting to feel it just watching this. Like, this is making me just, wow, dude. It's just crazy to think. Like, I met Triple H when I was a little kid. I remember meeting him, and I shook his hand. He was like, how are you, Chief? What's your name, buddy? And I signed my book and everything. It was great. Me and my mom waited outside for like 17 hours to meet Triple H. It was awesome. It was great, man. And we met a bunch of people. So, you know, I love Triple H to death, man. Like, some of his best matches, WrestleMania history right there, man. It's great. So on to the whole show. As I said, WrestleMania was 2 days. Number 1 was kind of forgettable for the most part. Like, there was 2 bangers in my opinion and some other good matches. The opening was terrible. It was very boring. I believe they really made a misstep by not... There was a lot of emotion that was supposed to be put into play with the first match, and they literally just kind of didn't give it its video package. They ended it in a very weird, quick way. It felt like they kind of threw away all the storytelling of the match, in my opinion. But good for the guy that won it. He kind of rose to prominence over the last year, and I'm happy that he's making good money and he got a good WrestleMania moment. But night 1 left a lot to be desired in a way. It had some good matches, but the only match that wowed everybody was the last match. So already in night 1, everybody's thought was this felt like a regular pay-per-view. It didn't feel like a WrestleMania. It just felt regular. I've seen them do pay-per-views this year that were better than that, or in the last like year of business since last WrestleMania that were better than night 1, right? But the end was CM Punk in the main event, and this is what I wanted to get into: is that I've been watching CM Punk wrestle for 19 fucking years. That makes me feel insane. Okay, so CM Punk comes out. And they give him this video package in the beginning with his original music. And I mean, I didn't say shit, okay? I didn't say anything. I just let it happen. And then I see a message in the group chat from my buddy Jamel. Shout out to Jamel. And Jamel says, damn, man, that almost made me shed a tear a little bit. And I was like, all right, okay, now I'm going to say it. Now I can say it because I'm always the one crying. That almost made me shed a tear right there, man. Like, fucking wow. Just wow, dude, because I remember the day that CM Punk got into WWE in June of 2006.
You was there? You're there in the chat?
I was in the chat
on the first day?
I think it was July 24th or so, 2006, okay? That's 19 years ago. I remember he did the promo on ECW. And I knew about him before that because I used to peruse High Spots and I would see his DVDs in the shop. And I'd be like, oh, who's that? Who's that guy? He's really cool, whatever. I'm a little fucking kid, dude. I don't even know how old I was. 19 years ago? I was what? I was 11. I was 11. So I'm a little 11-year-old kid watching this dude. I'm on the floor. And, 19 years later, the guy's just a legend. I mean, it meant a lot because he left the company 12 years ago. He never had a WrestleMania main event, and that was one of the big things that he left. That's one of the biggest points of contention for him was that he never got a main event at WrestleMania, even though he deserved it. And they should have made that second match between Rock and Cena a triple threat with CM Punk. I agree the first one should have been between them two, but the second one they should have had CM Punk. The guy was red hot, whatever, right? So it just was wild to see him in the main event of WrestleMania after he quits the company and drops this legendary shoot interview or podcast, if you will, where he just dismantles everybody. And tells the truth, though. He leaves the company on bad standing, sues the company, wins a bunch of money, goes to the rival company, tears it up there, beats the shit out of a couple guys there. We never thought we'd see CM Punk in the WWE. Ever. That'd be the last name I'd ever thought, okay?
Full circle, man. Full circle.
And if I did see it, I would think it's when he's old and he comes back like the Ultimate Warrior to do his Hall of Fame, and that's it. He's like 80 years old. But I'm looking at him go down the aisle of WrestleMania, and I'm like, holy shit, man. This is incredible. This is incredible because growing up, CM Punk was one of my favorite parts of WrestleMania, along with Chris Jericho, and there's like 4 guys I always wanted to see. Jericho, Punk, Triple H, and Undertaker. I had to see all 4 of them. And so it was kind of lame that I didn't get CM Punk in WrestleMania for 10 years. So watching him come down the aisle in this big story was awesome for me. So they ended up killing it.
And you and your buddy are shedding that one tear.
The tear didn't come out. But it almost did. Because it was a beautiful video package that they made. It will come when he goes into the Hall of Fame for sure. And it just hits me because I'm thinking, wow, like a lot of these guys are at the end of their career almost. They got 3 to 5 probably full time. AJ Styles. I watched AJ Styles come up. I'm the one that put a lot of like my boys onto AJ Styles. A lot of people didn't know about TNA. And I'm telling you, you got to see this fucking guy, AJ Styles. He's a maniac. He's on his way out. CM Punk's on his way out. Like, I'm going to be watching these guys going to the Hall of Fame in the next 10 years. Like, that makes me feel fucking crazy. That makes me feel old as shit. But, it's just wild. So, night 1 was good, decent to good. Night 2 of WrestleMania comes along, and it's far better from the beginning. The women tear it up in the beginning. They do phenomenal. I just rewatched that match. The main event comes, and yeah, it was something. It's why everybody's pissed off today. John Cena is finally a bad guy. He fights Cody Rhodes, and to me, right now, personally, now I like John Cena because he's a bad guy, and John Cena is a total douche right now, which is the best character he could play. Because he knows how to do it well, because I'm sure he's kind of a douche in real life. I'm sure he's also a good guy. I'm sure he's also a good guy at the same time, but he's also probably a douche. Like, I like this new version of John Cena because he's just shitting on the fans and he's like not giving people what they wanted, but now he's kind of giving everybody what they want in a way because we wanted to see this. So the match comes along, and the match is really slow and deliberate, and John Cena is taking his time. But in this context of this particular match, I wouldn't want to see that again, but I liked what he did in this match. He was being a douche. He was being a dick. He was looking at the fans and saying, I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to take it as slow as I want. I'm going to do whatever I want in this ring right now. Whatever I want to your boy. And it was a slow match. And I can imagine other people not liking it. It was not a clinic. It was not something, like I said, if he wrestles CM Punk Randy, I wouldn't want to see him do that again. But to me, it made sense for this particular show, for this particular night. It could have been better, though, for sure. It could have been way better. But that wasn't my problem. I say all that to say that wasn't my issue. What everybody's issue is how it ended. Not the fact that Cena won the belt. It was how it happened. So Cena and Cody are laying on the floor, and all of a sudden, fucking Travis Scott walks out, okay? To the most annoying song ever made, to Fiend, which they played all night ad nauseum for 2 nights. Fiend, 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 fiend. It's literally what the song is. Fiend, fiend, fiend. It's awful, right? Travis Scott.
You don't got to put me through it. I don't want to suffer.
Travis Scott not only walks to the ring, Dory Funk Jr. walked faster than Travis Scott walked to that ring. I'll tell you that right now. I was like, okay, this is not going to be good, right? So quickly, basically, he gets in the ring. Him and Cody have a thing. Cody knocks him out of the ring, basically. He didn't even need to be there. When Cody turns around after knocking Travis Scott out, Cena almost hits him with the title. Cody grabs the title, and this is when they proceed to do one of the things I hate the most in wrestling ever. I hate this. Is when they give the good guy a weapon and they make him go through this existential crisis in the ring. So Cena, he has the belt now, and Cena's begging him to not hit him. And instead of either just hitting him because the referee's down and won't see it, or just throwing it away and kicking Cena in the fucking face, he looks at the belt in bewilderment and it's, oh, I'm a good guy. Can I do this? It was like an anime, like, oh, should I? Can I? Am I capable of stooping to such evil of hitting him with the belt?
It's like in real time. It's only like 3 seconds, but then like in his head, it's like 5 minutes of him like debating and doing his whole grandiose speech of I'm the good guy. I can't do it like this.
It felt like that. And I'm thinking like because they pulled that move with Cena at WrestleMania 30, where they gave him the chair. And he's like, and the referee's even like, don't. I'm like, get the fuck out. Why is the referee being his counsel? Like, the referee's like, don't do it, John. You're better than this. And I'm like, what the hell is like, we're grown men, dude. Either hit him with it or not. Like, what is this, bro? What is this existential crisis you're having? So while Cody is pontificating this massive, undertaking.
You love that word.
He is, and Cena hits him in the nuts, hits him with the belt, grabs the ref, brings him back in, and 1, 2, 3, Cena's the champ. What an anticlimactic ending. They could have ended it any other way, and they chose...
It would have been better. It would have been better if he would have hit him with the belt and then lost. Anyway.
No, we wanted Cena to win. Everybody...
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. If Cody would have hit him with the belt and still lost, I think that would have been a way better...
Yeah, anything.
Way better way to do it.
Anything. Cody already took 4 of Cena's finishers, so I can imagine, like, okay, we're not going to hit him with another one, but do, like, literally anything but what you did, because you had Travis Scott waste a bunch of time. Now you have this retarded ending, and then coupled with the fact that The Rock was integral to the storyline. The Rock was integral to Cena turning bad guy, and guess who literally doesn't show up? The fucking Rock. And listen, I've defended The Rock up to this point. I think The Rock is like funny. He pees in bottles and he like goes into like companies and like ruins them and stuff. Like I think he's kind of funny, but I can't defend him on this one. Dude, it's literally WrestleMania. You couldn't be bothered to show up and be in the storyline that you kicked off. We were fine. We didn't need this, but we like it and you had us on the hook. And instead of The Rock coming down and being what Travis Scott was, we got Travis Scott. It didn't make any sense. And the night was actually good. Other than, I think the AJ Logan match slowed it way down. Other than that, it was a solid night. The better of the 2 nights. It actually kind of felt like WrestleMania. And they botch it with that ending. And again, a lot of people actually didn't like the match, which fine. I could see that. You had the criticisms. But I think we can all rally around the fact that the ending was hot ass butter. Garbage. Garbage. It was a waste.
Is that a unanimous feeling in the community right now?
Some people are happy that Cena won. A lot of people are happy.
But I mean about the way he won.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was saying most people are happy that he won. Some people are not happy that he won in general. But we are all in agreement, I'm sure, that the way he won was trash. Absolute trash, dude. And the thing about it is, Triple H is a smart guy. I don't know how they came up with this. I've seen them do great things on TV. How the fuck, out of every option you had, did you pick this? Like it just didn't make any sense. So that really tarnished the WrestleMania night.
They take Triple H out of the Hall of Fame for this. They're like, yo, this is a real flop, bro. Like we gotta take you out now.
People are definitely campaigning for that. I mean, Triple H is catching a lot of heat for this, and for this right here, rightfully so. That was bad, man. That was bad. So all in all, it was an okay WrestleMania. It was fine. There were some bangers. My man El Grande Americano went in there and won. My favorite luchador.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Everybody's new favorite luchador. And we just found out that WWE has acquired the Mexican wrestling company AAA. And they're going to be doing a big event, Worlds Collide, with WWE and NXT and AAA. So that's going to be fun. So El Grande Americano is going to beat the fuck out of everybody. It's going to be great. But I wanted to discuss this real quick. Just WrestleMania entirely. Just the whole thing.
Just the whole concept. The
whole
idea.
concept. Yeah. And that's number one is WrestleMania is like one of my favorite things ever. It's been there my entire life. I've never missed one. I really miss even when I didn't watch wrestling for a year. There would be like a year or two where I didn't watch it at all. I would be going out hanging out and I just wouldn't watch it. But my mom would always call me and say, WrestleMania is tonight, and we would watch it. I would watch it not knowing half of the shit that was going on, but we would always watch it. It's like the quintessential comfort show for me. It's been there through everything. When
did your mom watch it this year?
She doesn't watch it anymore because she doesn't know the guys anymore. She didn't keep up with it.
She doesn't have anybody that she's invested in.
No, she didn't keep up with the crew. I'm always like looking at independent wrestling, so I know by the time they're in WWE, I know about them. You know what I mean? I know who they are. So I'm pretty much invested, but it's been there through everything, like through every horrible event in my life. When I couldn't leave the house for 6 months, WrestleMania was there. When my whole family got fucking bed bugs and we had to like bomb the house and we lost like all our shit, literally WrestleMania was like that month. Like it was the best. Like at least I had WrestleMania, dude. And it's just been there for everything. It's just a wonderful event. And it hasn't felt like WrestleMania in the last 3 or 4 years. And it's because they're not doing it in the original Vince McMahon style. And I think it even started a year or two before Vince left. So I don't really know why they're doing it this way. But WrestleMania doesn't feel like a spectacle or a show anymore. The way they're doing it now is like a regular sporting event or a boxing event or a UFC event. It's just one match after the other match after the other match after the other match. And that's not how it used to be. WrestleMania used to have backstage skits. They used to do interviews. So they would have the opening match, maybe another match, and then they go backstage and be like, hey, we're going to talk to this guy. And then all of a sudden, a couple of the legends come out. They're like 70 years old, and they like sexually harass The Rock, and they grab his ass. You know, they do a fun skit. Or they would just go to the guy and say, hey, you know, you're going to fight this guy tonight. What do you think? I'm going to beat his ass. I'm going to do this and that. You know, like they would do skits. They would do fun little things. They would have musical performances. They broke up the matches with backstage segments, basically. Or sometimes they'd bring Snoop Dogg in the ring. He'd be like, hey, for shizzle my nizzle, WrestleMania, yay, you know, blah, blah, blah. I always liked that kind of stuff because that's what Vince modeled it after. He said it was a show. It wasn't just a wrestling event. So they haven't done that in a couple years. And the other thing that I miss about WrestleMania is they don't do short matches anymore. Like come down matches or bring the crowd up matches. Example would be Chris Masters and Carlito versus Big Show and Kane at WrestleMania. I think it was 22. They go in there, Kane and Big Show just flatten them in 2 minutes. You're done. And it was just a fun match. That's it. They go in there, they slam him around, and you're done. Or Kane versus Chavo, the quickest wrestling match in history of WrestleMania. Chavo turns around, one choke slam, he's pinned, he wins the belt. Kane wins in 2 minutes, like 2 seconds. Done. Right? They don't do those anymore. They don't do these matches that are either designed to bring the crowd up or bring the crowd down and even things out after a long match. Every match at WrestleMania now is like 15 minutes plus. And I just don't agree with that format because even if you watch a UFC event, right, or a boxing event, sometimes somebody gets knocked down in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. And I think that needs to be implemented back into WrestleMania, especially WrestleMania, because they're running all the pay-per-views like this now. Now the regular pay-per-views have less matches because all the matches are of a longer runtime. And that's just something that it doesn't feel right to me. Not every match needs to be that long, and you need a fun comedy match. You need a match where somebody just gets squashed or there's just like a funny moment. That is void in WrestleMania right now. Right now, it's just match after match after match. And the other thing that they've totally shit the bed with lately is
there's no Big Show and Hornswoggle anymore.
Nope, no Big Show. No, they're Big Show's in the other company, and Hornswoggle's chilling out doing.
Well, I just mean like funny matches like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's
No.
just seeing that lineup would be funny. You know what I mean?
They don't have that. And the other thing that really gets to me is they have been really bad with their music and intros in WrestleMania for the last couple of years. The last 2 years they've used The Weeknd, which nothing wrong with The Weeknd's music. It doesn't have any emotion and hype, and and it doesn't hype you up at all. Okay, the music that WWE is choosing, and Fiend was the worst of them. It's just Fiend. It was terrible. You used to get these elaborate WrestleMania openings with these great songs. Sometimes they'd use like Kid Rock or Limp Bizkit, or even the more like contemporary guys that they'd use were at least exciting songs that would hype you up. And they do these big grand pyro shows in the beginning. I mean, there's a playlist online on YouTube of WrestleMania intros, and I mean, you'll get jacked up just watching. It's just amazing pyro and music, and they've been just slacking with the music. The music is boring. The music has no energy, and they skip some years with pyro. This year they did it, but the pyro isn't really elaborate, and that's probably because they've been shortening down the stages so they can fit more people in, so they probably don't want to blow people up with pyro, like, because they're very close to the stage now. So they can't do these big elaborate pyro shows. I'm glad they at least brought the pyro back, but it's not what it used to be. The music is ass. The music that they've picked have been ass. And it's not that they're bad songs for the most part. It's not the setting.
Fit the event.
It's not the setting. Yeah. So basically, WrestleMania just hasn't felt like that spectacle. It hasn't felt magical like if you watch 22, 23, or so on. And up until about the COVID one is when things went off the rails. And
I thought 19 was good.
19 was great. 19 was one of the best, one of my favorites. And WrestleMania was even there during COVID, dude. Like, a lot of people weren't doing shit. The UFC and WWE were like, we ain't stopping. We're going, dude. Whatever we got to do, we got to do it. And say what you will about that WrestleMania that happened during COVID, at least we got it. And there was some fun stuff that happened, and it was just something to watch. It was something that we got. And I really choose not to shit on that event, except for maybe like one or two things that they definitely could have done better. Like, all right, well, you could have controlled that. That was really bad, a couple matches. But you'll never see me shitting on that event. They really did their best to put on a show when they didn't have to.
They could have really made some funny skits too about like the wrestlers having to do like the fucking nose swabs
COVID
and shit,
test.
and them getting tight. Like, they could have been some funny skits about that.
And a lot of wrestlers did have COVID and had to sit it out. It was a wild event, and they did their best. And you'll never see me shit on that whole event, never. But yeah, I hope that eventually they come back to their senses, and they up the music, they bring back the elaborate pyro, and they make it more of a show. They make it more of a spectacle, because it just feels like a bland sporting event now, and that's not.
I mean, you've been saying it's on the decline. Hasn't been good for years. So what's the hope that, like, where's the good hope coming from that it might improve? You know what I mean? Who do we need to come in to straighten things up?
Vince needs to come back, baby.
Vince needs to come back.
Vince needs to come back, because I mean, listen, that was his thing. And Triple H, you're not gonna see me up here talking about get Triple H out of here, because when Vince was in power, Triple H was doing other things that we were like, man, we wish Triple H was up in here, because we know he would be doing this. So Triple H, all in all, by and large, is a great creative director, and I'm not gonna shit on the guy at all. Everybody has their quirks and everybody has their downsides, but they're not running WrestleMania right, in my opinion. It doesn't feel fun. It feels fun in the context of, you might like a match might be like interesting and good, but it doesn't feel fun like it's a big event. It just feels like a wrestling show.
You're saying they're decently long matches. Is there at least like good like story build up, or is it just fluff? You know what I mean?
This year was a very controversial year for the WrestleMania build-up. A lot of people did not like it. A lot of people thought this was a subpar build-up. I don't know, because I don't really tune in week to week. I don't really care that much. I watch every month. I watch all the pay-per-views. I could really, because the shows are basically just like filler. It's like whatever. They just get you to the main. They just get you to the pay-per-view at the end of the month. So I don't really watch them unless I know like one of my boys is really gonna do like a main event match. I'll watch. Like I watched SmackDown because the Motor City Machine Guns had a match. I watched that, but other than that, I'm not really watching. This year was not good in terms of build-up. People were upset about it. People didn't like the Rock stuff.
There were whack storylines.
Yeah, people didn't like the storylines, man. I mean, you had some good stuff in there if you really dug, but and then they have this ladder match for the tag titles and they leave it off WrestleMania for whatever reason. This is what I'm saying. That would
have been a sick match, bro.
Everybody's upset about it. The tag titles were going to be defended in a multi-man ladder match, which used to be a thing at WrestleMania. WrestleMania used to be, every year they would do a multi-man ladder match, and they used to fucking go crazy, breaking ladders.
That's the one with the suitcase hanging, right? And you got to set the ladder up to go get it?
Yep.
Okay,
the Money in the Bank. They stopped doing that, and they made it its own pay-per-view, which is lame.
Those were crazy, bro. People are tossing the ladder over. People are jumping off the ladder onto each other. It's kind of crazy.
It was great. I look forward to that every year. Money in the Bank. I mean, somebody was diving off the ladder into like a crowd of guys. I mean, Shelton Benjamin used to just destroy it every year. They never even gave the guy one win. It was disrespectful. So yeah, that's another thing they don't do. They don't do the multi-man ladder matches. So they say, we're going to give you the ladder match, but we're going to give it to you on SmackDown after WrestleMania. It's like, why? Just shorten one of the matches and put it in. Are you kidding me? We don't get that. There's the women's United States champion. She's off the show. She doesn't defend the belt on the show. That makes no sense. There's literally
they should have cut in the ladder match in the middle of all the speeches for the Hall of Fame stuff, just to wake people up.
Yeah, let them do it on the stage.
People woken back up, like ladder match.
Dead ass. Send the Motor City Machine Guns out there.
And now for a halftime Hall of Fame event, the ladder match.
The Hall of Fame was so long it could have used a halftime show. Dead ass. It could have used a halftime show. So, yeah, I hope they make some improvements. But all in all, it was an okay WrestleMania with some really good moments. And we'll see where it goes. But that's my review of WrestleMania 41. We don't usually do that. But, it's WrestleMania, so it's a big deal. So there you go. You got anything else you want to say or talk about?
Like, comment, and subscribe, man. We do our best, man. We're doing our best out here.
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best watching our VTubers, but they leave. What can you do?
What did your shirt say? Bumbleclot?
I have no clue. I definitely don't think it says that. I can't read, remember?
Oh, Biker Fest. There you go. Oh, okay, so I thought it said Bumbleclot. That's a sick shirt. I'll say that's awesome. All right.
That'll be the next one in the GKB store.
How do we update your internet? Do I have to pay for it? Do I have to pay for the upgrade? Because we can't have this for the 6 hour. This is insane.
I think it's mostly the phone, right? I mean, it wasn't as bad, was it?
We're gonna have to do something. We got the 6 hours in a month, so we're gonna have to fix this because this is out of control. I'm gonna have to talk to the technical people, the technicians.
Talk to my tech team. They need help.
We got to talk to the tech team because you're gonna be on the 6 for 6 hours. You're gonna be Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. All right, peace and love. See you next time.